Right, guys, welcome back to the Championship Roundup, episode 6. As you can see, my head is shiny. That's because the sun is out in the UK, and that's why Sam's in a wife beater as well. We've been away for a week, but we're back now because there's a lot to talk about this week, and we need to also recap some of the events that have gone on in the previous week. So we're going to dive straight into it. Sam's going to lead the podcast this week, and I'll obviously be chiming in with my opinion as well. So, where do you want to start this week?
Yeah, I thought you was leading the podcast, so I thought you was gonna be the aggressor and I was gonna be the counter. But
Nah, you said you were gonna do it, man.
Let me get my notes. Okay. Well, I know the first thing we can talk about is fights from the weekend. So co-main and main, they were probably ones that people want to know about. First of all, the return of Miesha Tate, and second of all, Islam back in action. So what are your thoughts on Miesha Tate's victory? Because for me, I don't think she looks as good as she used to. Bearing in mind she fought a 44-year-old who started MMA at 35. She did.
Do you mean a performance or in terms of a body in that?
Nah, everyone knows how we feel about Miesha Tate. Body looks amazing, but in terms of her actual MMA performance, I wasn't too impressed. Now we've got to take into account ring rust as well. She's been out for 5 years.
This is what I was gonna say. I think as the rounds went on, she looked better and better. I think sometimes she looked a bit sloppy going in for the fucking takedowns, man. Like I think she was taking a lot of shots on the way in for the takedowns.
Yeah.
But I think she did look better and better as the fight went on. So I think it was good for her to get the rounds in. And I think, like you said, I think ring rust did play into it in the earlier rounds. Yeah. But overall, it was a comfortable victory. Yeah. It's like she didn't lose a round or anything, but she just didn't look like she didn't. Basically, like if she come out like how Conor came out against Cowboy, everyone would have been like, "Oh, Miesha Tate's back, like she's wiped her out in the first round, whatever."
Yeah.
But sometimes it helps when you have ring rust to get those rounds in. So I think it actually benefited her probably. But do I think she can capture a title? No. But I think she can fight the top fighters within the division. So
yeah.
But
it's a good stepping stone as well for the lesser known fighters in that division, because Miesha Tate's such a big name.
They'll want to get at her as well. So
yeah, even Holly Holm called her out. I think Holly Holm's one of the biggest names in that division. Miesha's one up on her in a wicked fight. That's probably that was on the UFC 196 Diaz versus Conor when Diaz calls the upset and Miesha calls the upset. That's a wicked fight, that one. She gets the submission, winning the first one anyway. So they're calling for that one. So that'll probably be a good fight and get good numbers. But I think it might be too soon for Miesha. Maybe she needs one more.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe one more fight. Step up the opponent level slightly.
Yeah.
And then start moving into the top 5.
So as a side note, as a vegan yourself, did you get her reference in the post-fight press conference?
I didn't watch it.
The interview. She said, "Save Suchi" or something like that.
Save Suchi? What the fuck's that mean?
I'm literally googling it now. It's something about save Smoochie. That's it. It's a walrus.
I don't know. What the fuck's that got to do with me being vegan? What, just because it's some endangered animal and that, bro? Yeah, I'm not fucking Steve Irwin, fam.
Listen, yeah. Save Suchi is a campaign orchestrated by Phil Demers, who used to work at Marineland Zoo, and is seeking protection for a walrus called Smoochie. So look into that.
Why is he just protecting one walrus? Anyway, fuck this walrus, man. This is you have to see a podcast, bro. Why are we talking about endangered animals and that?
No, support the cause.
Yeah, but I don't know the cause, so I can't be like support Smoochie or whatever it is, because it could be anything, fam. Yeah. It could be support killing walruses for all I know. I don't know what it is.
We need to look into it, to be fair. But I'll drop the link to the Just Giving page in the description. I don't know if there is a Just Giving page. Anyway, I just thought you might have something, might be up to date on that. But yeah.
No.
Anyway, so that's cool with Miesha. Also, I just want to rate her opponent because she started MMA at 35. That's big.
That is mad, yeah.
at 44 fighting Misha, and she's also had like get into the UFC to start at 35 is mental. So shout out her. Apparently she's a nurse at the same time. She's got a kid. So big shout out to her as well.
Big ratings, big ratings.
All right, so Islam Makhachev, aka everyone's calling him the next Khabib. Now, for me, I don't feel like the dominance is not there for me. But this is what I'm saying. Always from his performance, I'm thinking, nah, he's not the next Khabib. But I feel like he may need an opponent in the top 15 to push him to really show that, because everyone speaks highly about him. All the AKA team, Cormier, Rockhold, whoever it is, that's Josh Koscheck, Josh Thompson from AKA. They all say he's amazing. But I just don't see the same dominance that Khabib has. What do you reckon?
You said top 15. I swear his opponent was ranked in the top 15.
Was he?
Oh, sorry, he's 14. I'm going to check now.
Oh,
Thiago Moses, isn't it? Whatever his name.
Top 10 then. He needs a top 10.
Yeah, but who's he going to fight in the top 10? That's the thing, man. Like, I don't know. I think if he fights someone like Chandler, I think he gets banged, man. Because Chandler can fucking wrestle. Like, his wrestling's high level. And on the feet, he's not as good as Chandler, man. Nah. That's one fight I'd love to see, but Dana's come out and says that he wants to see him and Dariush, innit?
That's a good one. That's a good one. I saw something. Hooker called him out saying, I'm not, because all the commentators were saying everyone's scared of him, no one wants to fight him. I think Hooker came out and said, I'm not scared to fight him. If he wants to go, let's go. Which that'd be a good one.
I watched Hooker's got an interview with Submission Radio. It went up like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yes, his opponent was ranked 14th. And he basically said at the time when Islam was calling out Dan Hooker, he kept being like, "Oh, you're a chicken, you're a chicken." But then he was like, at the time, I was headlining in my own country, like, and then he was like, do I want to fight this guy whose style's boring, or do I want to have a war with Paul Felder? So he's like, I chose Paul Felder. And then he goes, after that, he was like, still calling me a chicken. And then I was fighting Dustin Poirier. So how could I be a chicken when I'm fighting all these tough guys?
Yeah.
And he goes, that style of fight's just not that interesting. It's not what people really want to see. But now Islam's basically saying, oh, I get nothing from fighting you now. Because he's like 3 for 3 in his last 6 fights, isn't he, Dan Hooker?
Yeah, but he's ahead of him. He needs to climb that ranking.
No, but I think when will the rankings be updated? Is it today or tomorrow?
Islam's what, 9?
Islam's 9, but he'll move up the ranking. Dan Hooker's 8.
Oh shit! Okay.
So he'll actually overlap him now. So then he'll be like, "What's the point of me fighting you? I need someone in front of me." Sorry.
Yeah, that would have been a good. But okay? I'm just on the rankings now. Where's Dariush? To be fair, Dariush is 3.
Bro, Dariush, because he won that fight against Tony, and he fucking skyrocketed, man. That's the thing. I think what they're gonna do is with this division. Let me break it down for you. I think, Islam will fight Beneil once Beneil's back because he just had a kid and that. I think the fight to make is Conor Tony when Conor returns.
Yep.
I think Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje is the fight to make.
Big fight.
And Jorge Oliveira. And then I think that's all the fights in, like, they're the big fights sorted. I've done your job, Dana. Pay me, man. I should be in that war room organising these fights, man. But out of those fights I just spoke about, Chandler Gaethje, man, what a fight that will be. Jesus Christ, man. Both sick wrestlers, high level striking. Wow.
Someone's legs getting kicked the fuck out of in that fight.
Yeah, man.
Someone's on a stretcher.
Yo, we haven't even spoke about that. That's how long we ain't done a podcasting. Yeah. We haven't even spoke about the whole Conor McGregor shit, man. I don't know if it's gone too late now to speak about it. Like, it's probably been covered loads, isn't it?
All I want to ask is, on this opinion, and I think this is still relevant in today's news because of the excuses after Conor made about his stress fractures. Do we believe that there was an injury or there wasn't an injury, or is it just excuses? Does he just need to accept it like a man? What's your vibe on this? I'll tell you my vibe. I feel
you go first, and I'll say what I think. Go on.
I feel like every time, and this has been mentioned, that this is not coming unique from me because I watch Sharp and True Geordie and all these, and they're all saying the same thing. And I agree with them. what they're saying, every time Conor loses, his fans always have an excuse. Khabib, he was on drink. He was drinking, he wasn't focused. Poirier, he was in a preparing for Manny Pacquiao. This one, injury. The Nate Diaz one, he was inefficient with his energy. So every time he loses, yeah, he's got an excuse. Maybe we need to look at it and say, let's not, these excuses that he's making, he's not focused, he's drinking. That's his fault. That's McGregor's fault. That's no one else's fault. If you're not focused, that's your fault. If you're inefficient with your energy or you've been drinking, whatever it is, yeah, that's your fault. And if he did have stress fractures, why didn't he delay? And why did he start with such a heavy start? He was kicking Dustin Poirier's leg so hard in the first minute. He was just straight leg kick heavy. So the only thing that's getting to me is the pictures that he's got of taping it and stuff like that. But apparently yesterday Dana said he's got chronic arthritis. Ankle. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's true or not. I just feel like everyone needs to stop making excuses for Conor and just admit he's not at the level of a top 5 fighter anymore, in my opinion.
Basically, yeah, what I think is every fighter has fucking injuries in training camp.
Yeah.
It might have had a sore ankle or whatever. I don't believe the doctor lets you go in there and fight with stress fractures. The picture he put up a picture which was supposed to be an X-ray. It's actually an MRI. In MRIs, they look at soft tissue anyway. If a doctor done an X-ray and saw that you had multiple stress fractures in your leg, they're not going to let you fight. I don't believe. And then there's that opinion oh yeah, but Conor brings so much money. They could delay the fight. Even if worst comes to worst, and Dustin's team were no, this fight goes ahead. They had RDA ready. They had Max Holloway previously ready.
Big fight.
They're both pay-per-view fights. It's not like that. People aren't going to tune in to watch those fights and just fight Conor further down the line. The main thing that you just said that makes me believe that he's lying about these stress fractures is if you have a stress fracture, you don't come out and smack 10 kicks at knee height for your opponent. You just don't fucking do. I don't understand why you would ever do that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I just think it's when he got checked by the elbow, or he did a kick slightly before that, which hit his hip, and people saying it went then. I just believe at this point he's just making excuses, and he should just take it.
I just think at the end of the day, it was a freak injury. Just take it. You lost, and even Coach Kavanagh, I've seen because Bisping's come out and spoke about it as well. He was oh, it was all going okay up until that point. It wasn't, man. You was getting dominated, and everyone knows, the more rounds go on, the slimmer the margin gets for Conor to win.
Yeah.
So it's not like Conor was going to come out and Conor was oh, you know what was going to happen if I come out in the second round. Yeah, you were going to get tired and probably fucking wrestled again to the ground. That's all that was going to happen, man. Everyone loved if you're a UFC fan, you like Conor, but this, I feel now, is just taking away from the likability of Conor McGregor. The whole likability was when he was predicting these mad knockouts and doing them. He was talking it and he was backing it up at the same time. And now it's just he's talking for the sake of talking, and then he seems to be talking even more after the fight.
Yeah.
He used to say humble in victory or defeat, and he's not anymore. At all. So I think he needs to go back to the drawing board if he wants to continue. If that's what his team are saying, that he genuinely was in that fight, if I was him, I'd think of moving camp. If he's serious about this and wants to actually try get back in contention for the lightweight title, or change the camp up, because they're fucking chatting shit to you, man.
Yeah. I mean, I rate Bisping though. He did put it out there. I got Kavanagh yo, you need to sack your coach.
Yeah. Which is fair.
Yeah. Well, he's out now for ages. But yeah, I don't know. It's inactivity for Dustin. That trilogy's done for me. I don't know.
Even if Conor comes back and fights Tony, and Tony's terrible at this time. He's man's 38. He's getting fucking wrestled to ground like a wet tissue. I genuinely think Tony will still beat Conor. This is how fucking in my head now. I just think Conor he needs to sack it, man, or either just come back. If he fights Nate, he loses in my head. comes back, fights Masvidal, who loses. Like, who the fuck does he fight, bro, and win? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? Shout out to Khabib on interviews. Like, he might as well just come back and fight Cowboy and just look like a lion. But, like, imagine if you're a Cowboy watching that and he's saying, he literally mentioned him like 3 times, like, he should just fight Cowboy. Just fight people like Cowboy.
That interview is hilarious.
I was like, if I'm Cowboy, I'm thinking, I want to batter this guy. And you know, you can't batter Khabib. We know that. But it's just like, why did he have to pick on Cowboy?
Yeah, but you know what? Cowboy's at the end of his career. I think he obviously still. I think most UFC fighters respect Cowboy, man. The fucking guy's a veteran, but he's at the end of his career. But it's the same. He can't really say that to Conor because Islam keeps calling out fucking Tony, and Tony's at the end of his career as well, and he's calling out RDA, who's at the end of his career. So, yeah, just make sure your finger's not dirty when you're pointing at others, man. Is that the saying?
I don't know.
I think it.
Something like that. I liked it though.
Don't throw stones at glass houses. That's another saying.
Don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So we've covered that now. Covered Islam, Misha. Okay. Let me go back to the notes. I've got. Let me see.
We got TJ still to talk about coming up.
Before that, though, I want to talk about my favorite topic of life, which is the return of Stockton's very own. The head of the army, Nick Diaz, is back. And Robbie Lawler too. This is the fight. I think I mentioned it. If you want evidence, in one of the other podcasts, I think it was the first one that we did. Who should Nick Diaz fight? And I said from the start, Robbie Lawler is the fight. They're both older. Robbie Lawler's been more active, obviously. And the first one was amazing. They can sell that fight all day just based off the first fight because that was crazy.
That pay-per-view is going to be absolutely massive. That's the third. That's not the co-main. It's like the third fight on that card. That card is going to be fucking mental. It's got Ortega, Volkanovski, and it's got someone else, man. I think it's a female fight, and then it's Lawler Diaz too. That's a big boy card, that, man.
It's 100% confirmed, isn't it? What UFC is it on? Because I can't.
25th of September. 25th of September.
25th of September. Okay, I'm just having a little look now to see. Is it 265? No, it's past that. 265 looks crap.
I think it might be 267. I think they posted on their Twitter.
It's on the website. It's confirmed.
Yeah.
Nick Diaz, Robbie Lawler. Then you got Shevchenko, Lauren Murphy, and then you've got Volkanovski and Ortega.
You know that card's a bit mad as well. Like, obviously, we'll go into it closer at the time, but like the top fight, obviously Ortega Volkanovski is like mental to see. Yeah. It'll be good to see how much Ortega's actually improved since his fight with like Max back in the day as well. And then you've got Lauren Murphy, who's got like a mad story, who's like ex-drug addict and that. Like, she's obviously going to get absolutely fucking wiped out by Shevchenko, but it's still nice for her to be there. And if she's getting pay-per-view points as well, she's going to get some good pay-per-views on that fucking card.
Yeah.
And then
I bet Volkanovski's loving the addition of Nick Diaz to that. His pay-per-view money's just gone up now, mental.
Yeah, next level.
Do you reckon Nate corner him? I don't know.
Nah, I don't think.
To corner each other. They used to back in the day. Used to corner each other. But
yeah, but Nick's not cornered Nate in like ages, so I don't think so. I don't know if it'll benefit anyway. Like, you want your cornermen to say things between corners. Nate will just be like grunting and shit in the fucking corner, not saying anything.
Yeah, to be fair, Nate never gives Nick advice. It can only work the other way around.
How can you give advice to the greatest fighter on the planet? How would you do that?
I agree. But the thing is, I don't know if this Nick, does he still chill with like Jake Shields, Gilbert Melendez? Like, probably maybe one of those two alongside, I don't know, Richard Perez.
Yeah, they do still chill with them because I saw him in an Embedded episode with Nate.
Yeah. So maybe
I know he definitely chills with Melendez still. I'm not sure about Jake Shields.
Yeah. So that's a big one. Huge one there. Any other last words on the return? I
just hope it goes well for Nick Diaz, to be honest. If he loses, then it's fucking like I don't know, man. The only thing I can think is obviously the ring rust. It depends how sharp he is, how well he's been keeping within that time. Like, if it is like what people think, he's just been getting fucked and stuff, then he's gonna get banged by Robbie Lawler.
Yeah.
But I think either way, man, the guy is just so fucking tough. Like, even if he hasn't been, like, obviously training properly over the last 5 years or so, I think he's still going to go in there and fucking put up a fight. Like, he's ready to die, kill or be killed in there, man. So,
You know, the saddest thing with that would be really saying if Robbie Lawler finishes him. That will literally destroy the whole Nick Diaz army. And
yeah, but his chin should be good. He hasn't fought in 5 years, man.
yeah, that's true. But doesn't your chin naturally go down with age? Well, not really. It just hasn't happened to Nate.
It hasn't happened to Ferguson either.
Yeah. Yeah. Robbie Lawler's dangerous. It's not no walk in the park for him. It's not an easy fight.
No fucking way. Robbie Lawler's looked good, man. Like, for the Ben Askren fight, he looked really good, in really good shape. And this is going to be a fight that gets him out of bed in the morning for those fucking early morning runs as well. It's a fucking big fight, man. Yeah, big fight. And
I'll be getting merchandise for it then. Nick Diaz Army t-shirts.
Yeah, we'll have to do a giveaway for that 100% as well, man.
Yeah, I thought our Conor McGregor one was going to be the last giveaway of the year. The Nick Diaz has come back, so yeah.
Yeah, we have to. Shout out Marta SMJ as well, who won our last giveaway. He looked buzzing about that, man. What a man.
Yeah, rated. All right, move on from that. Last topic for today's episode is TJ and Corey Sandhagen. That's the only good fight on that card. I had a look at that card earlier.
It's a stinky card, isn't it? But
big fight though, big main event.
Massive. That is basically whoever wins this fight fights for the title next, man. After those two sort it out. Oh shit. After Sterling and Tate sort it out. Sandhagen's there, man. He's like number one contender. TJ's coming back. TJ's quite old, man. I didn't realize the guy was 35 years old. You know, man.
His last run, probably.
Yeah, this is definitely his last run. But they've trained together a lot, man. I watched a Food Truck Diaries just before this this podcast, I guess. I was watching it, and he was talking to our favorite analyst, Brendan Sharp.
Big boy.
And he was saying
he's looking big.
He's always fucking looking big, man. And then he was basically saying that they've trained together loads, and it's been like 50-50s and stuff like that. But then he's expecting his wrestling to be the difference maker in here, because TJ was like, my wrestling is levels above his. He goes, I'm confident with my striking as well. But he goes, I know I can take the fight to wherever I want, on the ground, on the feet, wherever.
Yeah, being a better wrestler, you control where you want it, basically.
Yeah. I think one thing he does have to watch out for is Corey's knees, man. If he's fucking shooting, I think he needs to get respect with his striking and then start shooting. Because if he starts shooting just like out of pure desperation or something, he's just going to catch a fucking knee to the head, man.
Yeah. We know TJ will be in shape. 2 years is not too bad. Probably good. I think he had surgery anyway to fix some issue in his arm. So yeah, it's going to be a good one. I don't know who I'm probably leaning towards Sandhagen just because I have a little bit more activity. Maybe just edge it on decision or something like that. But yeah, we haven't seen TJ's for a while, and we don't know if his wrestling's actually, because I feel like I don't know, if he hasn't been training that much, he's been focused on business and stuff like that. Has he improved it? Is it the same? I don't know.
Yo, his business made me laugh, man.
Clean
juice. I was creasing. I was thinking, this guy taking a piss, man, or is he just fucking? Is this just coincidence, man?
Has he had his business, or is he franchised it? Because he said I think he must have quite a few.
Yeah, I don't think it's his business, because he was saying they've got like 60 branches or something, man. Like, he'd be like Conor McGregor fucking money if that was all his businesses, man. Yeah.
Well, he did set for life, and I feel like I'd rather Cody be set for life, because Cody didn't cheat and he cheated. So I feel like Cody should have done the food truck thing.
Yeah, but you're gonna say that, man. You fucking suck Cody off next level.
No, but it's not right, no, man. The guy lost, got 2 years suspension, made loads of money in the process of cheating, and now it's set for life, and now it's come back just for a few and more money, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's just,
that's what they say, man. Nice guys never win, innit? So that's the lesson. Take EPO and be a fucking wanker, and then and he'd be successful in life. That's it. That's one quote you take from this podcast, take that. Take EPO and be a wanker, and you'll be successful in life.
Yeah,
there you go.
Would you invest in TJ's franchise? Would you bring that to the UK? Clean juices, clean foods.
I would bring those juices if they weren't clean and had EPO in. Then I'd invest in them, and I'd buy some myself.
It's ironic. It's ironic. And I thought it was Bants when I first saw it, but it's not Bants. It's like deadly serious business.
I don't know how he can say it with a straight face, man. I'll just be like, oh nah. I don't think they're gonna. I hope the media ask some questions just to see how he reacts to it. But I don't think they are, man. I bet
Ariel on it.
Ariel would ask the questions, but the others are so fucking shook of Dana, man. John Morgan, I'm sure John Morgan gets given his questions from Dana. Dana gives him some fucking cue cards before all the press conferences. But yeah, we need someone like fucking Ariel to ask those questions, to like fucking just interrogate them a bit, man. Because he obviously come out and said about it, but like he said, yeah, I think it's better that I just came out how I came out about it. But the way he came out about it was like, yeah, I done it, minor, like whatever. Like, it's not minor because EPO like boosts your cardio significantly. You're going in there for a war with another man. The longer you're both in there, and the headshots that you're taking in the later rounds, they're the one that have damage on your brain.
Yeah.
So like, to cheat like that, it's a scumbag move, man. And I obviously get the pressures, like you're trying to feed your kids and stuff like that. But then,
so is every other MMA fighter.
So is the guy standing opposite you, man. Like, I just think it's like you say. Yeah, I'm not the guy's biggest fan. Like, he's a fucking very, very talented fighter, but it's a scumbag move. Like, it just is. Like, there's nothing more to really say on it. Like, I think he will win. In my head, I think he's going to win the fight. Does he win against Jan? I don't think he beats Jan. I think Jan's got too much power for him, and he'll throw him about. Yeah. He's thrown about Sterling, so I think he's going to throw him about. Yeah. But
Jan proved a lot of people wrong in that fight. They thought he was going to get out wrestled. Even I thought Sterling's a better overall person, but he was like manhandling him. I think he looked great. He looked amazing in that fight.
Yeah, I think. What do you reckon? Do you reckon TJ loses then?
I think he loses. I feel like Jan's he's not going to get rattled. He's very patient in there. He'll put pressure on you, and if you can't take him down and hold him down, I feel like eventually the pressure's going to get too much. He's boxing.
Do you think he beats Corey then to get the fight with Jan?
I don't know. I'm saying Corey because of inactivity, but I don't know. 50-50. I'm going to go with Corey, though. If he had to push me, I'd go with Corey.
It's very hard to call. It is basically a 50-50 fight, I think, because you don't know what... It's like the Conor Poirier. You don't know what you're expecting after that layoff, really. Yeah. Like, the fight before, obviously, Cowboy, he looked fucking incredible. And then he's had another layoff, and then he comes back and he's stinky. So the same thing could happen to TJ. Yeah. But I just think, man, TJ he's a fucking skilled fighter, man. I think... And he's a dog. He's a fucking dog. The shots he took from Cody as well, like, the guy can take a fucking shot. Like you were saying before the podcast, recovers so fucking quick as well.
Yeah. So just to clear it up for everyone, because I wasn't sure about this, he was only on EPO on the Cejudo fight, right?
Yeah, so in the Food Truck Diaries, he basically said that USADA went back to his previous blood samples they draw. Apparently they keep like an AB blood sample. I don't know what the fuck that means. But it must just be like 2 points within their camp or something that they take 2 blood tests. Yeah. And they went back and did a deep dive and tested his previous fights. I think that his previous like 10 fights or something that they held blood samples for. And there was no issue. So I think he did. I think it was obviously dropping down to 125, which was fucking stupid anyway, man. Like, the guy is literally bones anyway, and then he's drops to 125. Like, your cardio is obviously going to suffer. You're fucking drained to shit, man.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time when he was fighting Cejudo, I think he done a Food Truck Diaries then as well. And he was like, yo, I've got so much energy. I'm like a Duracell bunny and shit like that. And I was thinking, what the fuck, man? That's so weird. Like, because even at 135, he looks absolutely shredded, man.
Yeah. No, but he didn't look right, though. Like, even his face, he's just like a skull. It's literally like a skull and nothing on his face. But yeah, let's see what happens this weekend. Let's wrap it up then, Sonny.
That is the podcast for today because I need to fucking have a shower, man's bare sweaty. If you've liked this podcast, you know what to do. Drop it a like, subscribe to the channel, go on Instagram, championship_rounds_official, where Sam is going to be posting 3 times daily this week. And follow us on there. We've got giveaways coming up. We got loads of surprises. If you haven't already as well, subscribe to Sam's OnlyFans. And that will do it for this week.
It's about $4.99 for new customers.
There you go. There you go. On that note, I'll leave you to go and watch Sam's strip teasers on there and have a good week. Peace.